Hi everyone, Daniel here. I am the creator of the relationship model of addiction. So for the past several weeks, we've been focusing on the most important relationship and the most important stage of the process of recovery. Went through stage 1, breaking up, and we're in stage 2, developing the relationship with yourself. Why is this the most important relationship? Or the most important stage? Because your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship. Everything revolves, your quality of your life and relationships revolve around the quality of your relationship with yourself. Again, just quick review. What are we talking about here? What does developing a relationship with yourself mean? It means that you're self-aware, and emotionally connected. You're able to tune in to whatever you're experiencing at any given point in time. That means you're able to express yourself and say whatever it is you're thinking, feeling, and wanting. We've also been spending the last several weeks kind of getting into discernment, which is an attribute of an awareness. So as you're growing that relationship with yourself, you're becoming more discerning. And what that means is as you're able to make distinctions, your self-awareness is more defined, and ultimately you're going to be more powerful in your life in terms of creating and manifesting what you want. So today I want to talk to you about what I think really is the biggest problem that people have. It's certainly the underlying driving force, the core problem for people becoming addicted. It's the core problem for people becoming depressed and anxious. And usually it's the core problem for people coming into therapy, the people that I see. What is their biggest problem? Why are they there? And what does it take for them to be ready to get out of therapy or leave therapy and live on their own and create the life that they want to create? It's about being kind and loving to yourself. And the biggest issue that people I work with have, I see all the time, and I struggle with myself, is about being loving and kinder to myself. And this could be described as being more self-love, self-forgiveness, self-accepting. And I struggle with this myself. I feel like I've come a long way, but I'm still really struggling with this. I mean, I still have periods and moments and periods where I'm beating myself up, feeling inadequate, feeling insecure, feeling unworthy, feeling ashamed, feeling inadequate. And these are moments. I'm becoming aware that these are moments, and I'm having more and more moments of feeling more forgiving to myself, more loving and more accepting. You know, for those of you who follow the 12 steps, and you know that the 9th step is about making amends to other people, which I think is a very, very powerful key step in terms of your growth and transformation. However, as great and powerful as it is doing that 9th step, there's a problem with it, in that it's really about making amends and seeking forgiveness of other people for wrongdoings that you have done and caused them pain and hardship. So you're seeking forgiveness. The 9th step is about taking responsibility for what you've done when you were in an addicted state, or anything that you regret, and seeking their forgiveness. And the problem with that is that what the 9th step does not address is self-forgiveness and self-love. And really, you're not going to be able to receive forgiveness from anyone else. Well, you can receive the forgiveness that you receive from anyone else is relative to the forgiveness and love and acceptance you have for yourself. So what is this? I mean, this is, what is self-love and self-forgiveness? And a lot of times I think about it, I don't even know what that is. I know how important it is, but I don't know what it is exactly. But I did recently, in a conversation with someone, come up with a definition of what self-forgiveness is. And it's basically about not defining yourself according to what you think you've done, or according to what actions you've done to hurt other people, or things that you've done that you regret, or ways in which you have fallen short, you feel like you have fallen short. It's about looking at yourself in the bigger picture and defining yourself in terms of what's in your heart, what's in your mind, what's in your intentions, and to be seen as a whole bigger entity than be reduced down to a feeling of shame or a regret or guilt for something that you've done. And this comes up so many times. And when you are practicing self-forgiveness and self-love, it's the self-talk, it's the subtle conversations that you have in your mind and in your head, where you could be either elevating yourself and uplifting yourself and embracing yourself, or you could be driving yourself into the ground. It's that self-talk. So this can come up whether there are things that like being late to something, where if you're late, you could really beat yourself up. You could have 4 hours of misery because you were late, and what that means to you, what kind of person you are if you're late, or if you don't have enough money, or other people have more money. For me, I struggle a lot with my self inadequacy, and the struggles I have in terms of forgiving myself and loving myself is around feeling mediocre, feeling less, just not as great as I could be, great as I think I am, and always kind of feeling like I'm falling short or behind the 8 ball, and want to do more, want to be more, want to have more success, and I want to have more command over my life. And so whenever those moments, when I ever have moments of, God, I wish I had more command over my life, or I wish I was greater in some way, I sink down, like I plummet. And it's when I can catch myself and practice, I can turn that around and look at myself in the larger picture and look at how great I am and what I have accomplished and what I'm really about and the kinds of relationships I have with people, and talk to myself along those lines, as opposed to beating myself up. So I actually have moments where I feel self-love and self-acceptance, and I forgive myself, and I can be big, and I could feel really more than okay, just feel really good in terms of what I've done and who I am. So this self-love and self-forgiveness and self-acceptance is very, very key principle and practice when you have a relationship with yourself. So that's the primary part of this forgiveness process for me. It's about forgiving yourself, and also when it's other people that you feel you messed up or you screwed up and you regret something and that you feel bad for what you've done, seeking forgiveness, taking responsibility for what you've done, and saying, listen, I didn't handle that situation well, I was addicted, or whatever the case was, I have regrets about it, it's not really who I am, and I screwed up and I'm sorry. That's a process of taking responsibility that I think builds self-love and self-acceptance and self-forgiveness. And then also there's one other place that we can go with this, and that is forgiving others for what they have done. Because a lot of times we hold on, we shore up, we're filled up with a backlog of anger and resentment and rage and judgment and contempt and these kinds of thoughts and reactions to other people, which get in the way of our own love and our own compassion and suck the life out of ourselves. And when we could get to a place of forgiving others and seeing them as bigger than what we're holding against them, all of a sudden we open up and there's a release of love, and there's a release of, and that love is the essential, it's our essence, it's who we are. So we're releasing ourselves when we're forgiving other people. So these are areas, again, that just fit into having a relationship, building a relationship with yourself. And this is about what does that mean? What does that look like, having a relationship with yourself, and the empowerment that comes from that. So here we are, here's something for you to practice and really bolster and grow that relationship with yourself. So take the show on the road and see what happens, and let me know how it goes for you. And until then, the quality of your relationships is the quality of your life.